Okay, yeah, you can start.
Today we are going to discuss about the cloud computing. The content we are going to discuss in this are these the topics, and let's go with the definition. The simple definition of the cloud computing is delivery of computing services over the internet, including servers, storages, databases, and networking, as it is provide a very flexible resources. Actually, in the cloud computing, we need to pay only for the cloud services we have used, which help us to lower our organization cost, and it runs more efficiently. And, and then characteristics. The first characteristic is on-demand self-services. With this cloud computing, we can provision computing services like server time and the network storage automatically. We don't need to interact with any server provider, service provider. And next is broad network services. In this, the services over the internet will be portable in the laptop or in the form of cell phones or mobiles. And next is a resource pooling. With this resource pooling, multiple customers can share the physical resources using multi-tenant model. Actually, this model reassigns and assigns the physical and virtual resources based on the demand. And the next is rapid elasticity. Cloud services can be elastically provided and released the services automatically based on the customer requirement and measured the service. In cloud systems, we need to have a capability of optimizing resources usage at a level of abstraction and appropriate to the type of service. And next is service model. In this service model, we have three service models. That is IaaS, which is infrastructure as a service. It is an on-demand access to the cloud-hosted physical and virtual servers. And next is PaaS, that is a platform as a service. It is an on-demand access to complete, ready-to-use cloud-hosted platforms for developing and running and maintaining their applications. And next is a SaaS, that is software as a service. It is an on-demand access to ready-to-use cloud-hosted application software.
Yeah, the cloud computing reference architecture. Here, the overview is it is provided a cloud computing reference architecture to help understand and discuss requirements, structures, and operations of cloud computing. Here in the left side, we can see the interaction between the different kind of actors in cloud computing. And the actors in cloud computing are cloud consumer, cloud provider, cloud auditor, and so on. Yeah, next slide. Yeah, the cloud consumer. Here, a cloud consumer represents to a person or an organization that maintains a business relationship with and uses the services from a cloud provider. And in the right side, we can see the services, various kinds of services available to a cloud consumer. And the cloud consumer and cloud provider here, there are different kind of, as earlier we have known that SaaS and PaaS and IaaS. I mean the infrastructure as a services, and all these are the differences between the cloud consumer and the provider. Yeah, next slide. Next slide. Yeah, here the cloud provider. A cloud provider can be a person or an organization or an entity responsible for making a service available to a cloud consumer. A cloud provider builds the requested service or platform or infrastructure services. Yeah, here we in the cloud provider are providing the service deployment, service orchestration, and cloud service management, security, and privacy. Yeah, next slide. Yeah, the cloud provider activities are it describe different deployment models in the public, private, community, and hybrid clouds. Service orchestration involves in arranging and managing cloud infrastructure to provide built on top of physical computing resources. Cloud services management include functions for managing and operating cloud services for consumers. The security and privacy are critical across all layers of architecture. Independent audits verify controls and privacy impact and performance. Yeah, next slide. Yeah, the cloud provider activities here in the picture we can see that there are different kind of service management and the cloud provider service orchestration. All these are the different kinds of activities or services provided by the cloud provider. Next slide. Yeah, the cloud auditor. Here it is various kind of activities that a cloud auditor is going to be handled. A cloud auditor is an independent party that can control or that can conduct assessment of cloud services, operations, performance, and security. The auditing is important for providing the, especially for government agencies that need to be ensure security and provide data management. Yeah, these are all the different kinds of activities that are conducted by the cloud auditor. Yeah, next slide.
Now we are moving on to the cloud computing use cases. This cloud computing it examines consumer requirements and cloud computing, analyzing business and technical use cases to identify gaps and existing standards. It also leverages output from NIST cloud computing program, working in groups, providing insights into how current standards meet USD cloud consumer needs and where standardization gaps exist. These cloud computing use cases are various types, but mainly we focuses on business use case, technical and technical use cases, and also we discuss about deployment scenario perspective. First of all, uh, what is a business use case? It refers to scenarios or situations where cloud services and technologies are employed to address specific business needs, challenges, or opportunities. In this chapter, the target of business use case working group has devised a template for documenting use cases featuring a concept of operations session detailing current systems and desired cloud implementation. Next slide. With respect to technical use cases, it refers to specific scenarios or requirements where cloud technologies and services are utilized to address technical challenges or achieve technical objectives. With respect to this chapter, there is a working group called SAJACC, which has created primarily use cases for SAJACC project, subject to refinement through workshops and public feedback. These technical cases outline generate cloud consumer requirements such as data object copying. Now moving on to development scenario perspective. The cloud first business use case requires more complex interactions between USG agency, cloud consumer, and cloud providers. There are three main groups of interaction scenarios. First, next slide. There are single cloud, multiple clouds, but only one at a time. Multiple clouds, more than one at a time. Now moving on to the scenario, with a single cloud. Scenario one, development on a single cloud manages. Scenario 2 manages resources on a single cloud. Scenario 3, sorry, with respect to the bill of figure. Moving on to next slide. You continue, Pawan. Mute చేసుకున్నావు.
Yeah, hello. My name is Pankala, and today I'm going to explain about service deployments. And we can deploy the cloud services in many ways. There are four main ways. There are public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud, and community cloud. And when it comes to public cloud, the public cloud services are available over the internet for the public, and the people can access these services, and they can pay based on the subscription based pricing. And the key characteristics for this public cloud are scalability, cost effectiveness, and shared infrastructures. And moving on to the private cloud, and in private cloud, all the access will be exclusively given to the single business. So and the resources can be stored in the organization own data center or by third party service providers. And the key features in the private cloud are control and customization, security, and more privacy, predictable performance. And hybrid cloud. So in hybrid cloud, the organization can utilize both the advantages of public and private cloud, and they can divide their workloads in the public cloud and private cloud. And the key characteristics of hybrid cloud deployments include flexibility, scalability, and data portability. And when it comes to community cloud, and we will take the specific requirements from the group or community while developing, designing or implementing the cloud services. And these services can be infrastructures or services like SaaS, and these services can be shared to multiple enterprises, and such as the regulatory compliance, security standards, or data privacy issues. And key features in this community cloud is shared infrastructure, customization, and collaboration. And service level, it is a layer one, and it is the interfaces. It defines the access interface for three service models such as SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS, such as software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. And the software as a service is nothing but the application which are built on the platform as a service. And the platform as a service, it contains the components which are useful to develop the applications and deployment. And infrastructure as a service, it provides the virtual machines and basic computing resources. And a layer 2, resource abstraction and control, and this layer provides the software abstraction for physical computing resources, and it controls the access to them. And the components in this layer is hypervisors, virtual machines, virtual data storage, and control softwares. And layer 3, it's a physical layer, and it contains all the physical computing resources such as hardware and facility resources. And hardware resources are computers, network, storage components, and facility resources are power and communication. And cloud service management, we need to manage and operate the services. We need to give services to the users. So these service related operations needed to manage and operate cloud consumer services. And we have the three types of cloud service managements, such as business support. We will provide business support and provisioning and configuration and portability and interoperability to the clients. And business support contains customer management, contract management, inventory management, accounting and billing session, and reporting and auditing, and pricing and billing. And in provision and configuration, we provide a rapid provisioning, resource sharing, monitoring and reporting, metering, and service level agreement management. And portability and interoperability. Portability contains data portability, system portability, and application portability. And interoperability contains service interoperability and communication interoperability. And when it comes to security, security is the most concerned part in cloud computing, because the security should be given to every layer in the cloud, in the architecture, such as and the main the key aspects to consider regarding security in cloud computing are cross-cutting aspect. Responsibility will be shared to each group in the cloud services, and security requirements and cloud specific perspectives. Cloud next.
Yeah. Now coming to cloud taxonomy. Taxonomy is the science of categorization or classification of things based on predefined system. Typically, taxonomy contains a controlled vocabulary with a hierarchical tree-like structure. The below figure present, which is in next slide, the taxonomy associated with the cloud computing reference architecture discussed in this document. In the figure, there is a 4-level taxonomy is presented to describe the key concept about cloud computing. In level 1, role, which indicates a set of obligations and behaviors as conceptualized by the associated actors in the context of cloud computing. In level 2, activity, which entails the general behaviors or tasks associated to a specific role. Coming to level 3, component, which refer to the specific processes, actions, or tasks that must be performed to meet the objective of a specific activity. In last level, it has sub components which present a modular part of the component. That's all for that's all for this PPT. Thank you.
Stop the recording.